So, I don't have high topes. I don't know what those are, and I don't have any. But I don't have high hopes for today's stream quality, so forgive me if there's any lost frames today. That's all I have to say about that. Aziz, change the fucking lights! guess I'll just play DJ until we get some viewers in here. No viewers. I tagged a lot of stuff. 3,167 subscribers and counting up and down, depending on which troll bot account gets deleted or re-added. Fascinating times. We'll play some more fascinating music. By the end of this song, I'll either have some viewers in here or I'll have the motivation to get the fuck up and work. You see me pacing, there's no patronage for patrons, but my patience tells no lies. Profit thing of evil, profit still, if not my lover. So you ran and you took cover from the concerns of your life. And all I want is for you to see what you want is supposed to be. And all I need is for you to pray, for the way is the truth and the life is the way. You won't find another way. Take it back. Don't you cry, don't you speak, I don't care what you say. Take my mind and my heart, you throw it all away. Take your lies, take your hate, and get the fuck away. Push me once, don't look back, just lie back and fade away. Come back again, you won't repeat your sin, but you're not welcome anymore. Take it back, all those plastic dreams and lies you can't sustain. Take it back, what you'll really do is never what you say. Take back all your promises and throw the truth away. Push me once, don't look back, just lie back and fade away. Now you've got me by your talents and the love that you were meant. When your words were only spoken to be broken, you were scripted. You meant what you had promised, you go fast and show me proof. But instead you ran away, I guess you never liked the truth. Take the knife of all your virtues out, what's left pure in my heart. Your intentions fail to mention that the lies would ever start. Profit thing of evil, profit still, if not my lover. Don't you know there is no other, you still let us fall apart. You'll come back again, you won't repeat your sin, but you're not welcome anymore. Take it back, all those plastic dreams and lies you can't sustain. Take it back, what you'll really do is never what you say. Take it back, all your promises and throw the truth away. Take it back, don't look back, just lie back and fade away. one person came in and they decided they didn't like my mouse dancing because I was I was grooving to the music, which is why there was feedback when I came on, because the volume's up and I turn the microphone on. Of course, there's gonna be fucking feedback, but this is not a fucking professional studio. This is a damn fish room. So what you gonna do? Are you some sort of bad boy? What you gonna do when they come for you? Who's they? Why are they coming? Do they need a towel? Wait. That's showing a whole different context, doesn't it? So anyways, give me another second. Google's an American company, right? Right. YouTube's a subsidiary of Google, right? Also an American company, right? Right. Now one would think that an American company, being found by good capitalist patriots, would want to maybe give a little bit of a percentile algorithmic promotion. The way live streams already get, they already get a little bit of extra kick. Because you're live, people like live stuff. Live stuff is good for ad revenue. That's why I fucking always have ads on the live streams. Get that algorithmic kick. But for some reason, when I feature American products and brands in my live streams, or in my videos, for instance, it takes extra levels of sharing for those videos to get seen by pretty much anyone. And here we are with 0 people watching. And I've got 2 competing American manufacturers in my tags. And in fact, I've gone ahead and changed the title of the live stream from swapping lights to, because I don't have fucking money for new lights, to Coralife versus current. So stay tuned and we'll be comparing Coralife LEDs with current LEDs. Really? Nobody? Just nobody. Fucking nobody. I have literally had random drunk people. That's it, just random drunk people just pop up on my shit for recommended live streams. And they had 35 fucking people watching. They weren't even doing anything funny. It wasn't even like funny drunk people. Maybe I should get drunk. Alright, so, once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. And welcome back to The Lost Begotten live stream here on Fake TV, also known as YouTube. And I am your host with the improper camera angle. Fake TV's The Lost Begotten. And what the hell is that behind me? That's a shirt. Sorry about that. And now I am just a floating head. Oh. Okay. Mecca lecca hi, mecca heiny ho. Okay. I'm done. So, today, and I guess I should have gotten around to it already, but I figured they're about the same intensity, so hopefully it'll not hurt too bad. But the objective is to take the lights from this tank and the light from the big tank and swap them, because I have two lights on this tank and one light on that tank. I used to have a 29 gallon sitting there, as you may know from previous videos. Let's see what the before and after looks like, though, shall we? Let's see here, just gotta find the thing. There we go. And there is before. And befuddled, I mean after. And yeah, it's a different angle, because, you know, I'm trying to sell you a weight loss shake. So there's my 29 gallon, my little clownfish incubator, and the last of the roticultures to be broken down on the right side. And here we have the magnificent, glorious 55 gallon, which you can't even see all of it. Look at that. There's a divider right there, because I have true perculus on the right, and I have a maroon X accelerus on the left. A Mai Tai. I'm just going to call her a Mai Tai, because her fucking name is Mai, because, you know, she's Mai Tai, and we're not creative. Anyway, it's just, you know, in honor of the seagulls from Finding Nemo, that kind of thing. She's a territorial bitch, man. Mine. Anyways, so today, I suppose if Samantha Carter were here from Stargate SG-1, she would explain to the fish that due to an improper trajectory, the wormhole intersected their suns, introducing a super heavy element, changing the composition of the sun and therefore the spectrum. Because the fish are going to have light changes. They're. Is that too geeky to be a joke? Like, it's so much of a geek joke, but the geek cancels out the joke. I find it hilarious. Okay, anyway. Today, we're going to be changing the suns. Okay? Planet Krypton and whatever the other one is. I don't know. Here's the deal. The lights on this reef tank, right here, right close to me, that's a 20-gallon reef. Okay? Those each cost me $135 and are now running for $157, $152 $149 if I want to buy from a seller I don't really trust. $157 from my favorite seller. Okay, but I don't need those. The Coralife Aqualight. Okay, this one right here is a current USA Orbit Marine, not the new Orbit Loop, the previous model. The one over there is a Coralife Aqualife S. Okay, it's like a Type S. It's VTEC. I don't know. They just decided S was a good thing to put on the end of a letter because on the end of the word for sales purpose. I don't know what the S is supposed to stand for. Shouldn't it be Type LED or like Aqualight LED, Aqualight S? I don't get it. But anyways, both of these fixtures are comparable in that they have non-interchangeable, that is non-replaceable LEDs on a relatively inexpensive and compact array that is designed with two little arms that go across the outside walls of your fish tank, and they can be used with mounting bracket or hung, because you can do whatever. Current, I believe, actually makes a set of different mounting options for their lights. But overall, they're mostly comparable. Now, the one I have right here is rated for 24 to 36 inch tanks. The one I have, that's the current USA. I have two of them on this tank. Okay. The one that I have on the bigger tank, which is actually a 55 gallon, my new tank, our new tank. That's because I share it with you, the viewer. And, well, $14 a month now. Oh, we've gone up. Huge news, y'all. Huge news. Now, this channel is generating $14.41 per month. Oh yeah. Here's what hold my modified those videos. Let's take care of that right quick. So anyways. Alright, that's the category isn't right on this video. Just people in vlogs. I should change it over to automotive. Because we got new tires and suspension and a new belt, O2 sensors, a thermostat on the CRV. Okay, so I made a video saying that America was not founded on genocide, and it's been debunked. I mean, it's been demonetized. That's nice. Three views, 2 likes, demonetized. Isn't that special? So, the CRV is, well, the struts were kind of falling apart. Like the top tower bushing starting to poke a little. It was getting dangerous there, so yeah. Just went ahead and ordered 4 new fucking struts. Gonna be posting a review on those. Quick review. Detroit Axle is the name of the make. Found on eBay, really cheap. Not bad. Not great, but not bad for the price. Kind of like these lights here. Ooh, look, the Segway. Neither one of these lights are bad for the price. In fact, if I was to say which one had a better value for the price, I'd probably have to go with the Aqualight. Now, the main differences between the current USA Orbit, the older one, and the Aqualight S are how they set up the LEDs, okay? So your Orbit has basically 4 different types of LEDs. 2 different daytimes and 2 different nighttimes. It's a 445 and 460 for the blues, and it's a 6500 and a 10,000 Kelvin for the whites. The Coralife has 1 white, 1 blue, and 1 RGB. I believe it's a 4... I don't know. I think it's a 420 nanometer blue. I hope it is, because in my opinion that's better. Lower is better. But the RGBs have an independent timer, which I think makes this in one way superior to the Orbit Loop, which also has RGBs. A con between the Orbit Loop and the Orbit Marine, as in the new one and the old one, the new one sacrifices the dual channel timer, and I don't think you can change the moonlight either. It's all kind of set in what you can do. You can change what it does at those times. Now, the current USA Orbit, the older one, it has 2 different channels. So you can set one timer for the blues, have them come on first, and then have the whites come on, right? And do 2 different ramp-ups that way. Which, having 2 different light strips on here, I have 4 different ramp-ups. Which is nice. And, I'm going to miss it, but today I'm going to decide whether or not to buy another one of the cheaper ones, because that Coralife Aqualight S was $118 and can be found on Reef Guide to Lure 7. Can be found on a lot of sites for around that price, actually. But on eBay, you can get that pretty cheap. The currents are going up. Those are going up a little, but not much. But the Coralife has 3 independent timers. You get 1 for the whites, or the white, 1 for the blue, and then 1 for the RGBs. So you can, if you want to, make your RGB moonlight colored. You can make it purple. Have a purple moonlight. Apparently the Aqualight S is also good for freshwater. It has many different spectrums on it. In fact, while I'm doing a demo here, let's see, did I get that remotely right? No. Not great. So you got these buttons. I had it on purple. Now I got the RGB on blue. Not much difference between the purple and blue, but you go green, that's pretty obvious. Then there's a white one, which actually activates all three of them, so you can just make the light itself brighter. And then there's a red, an orange. I like the purple. There's a pink, and there's a yellow. And some of them you can't really tell the difference during the day because the white's brightening it out. So let me just turn those off for a second. I'll turn the blues off too. Let me just go through the color cycle, see? All different freaking colors. That has got to be pissing my off. But there's the moonlight, see? Purple for moonlights, or blue for moonlights. And there's white, which is all three of them lit up. There's adding the blues, and there's adding the whites, the daytime lights. I'm pretty sure those daytime lights are 15,000, but they might just be 10,000 kelvins. Sorry, I forgot to say that earlier. Man, I get that fucking level. Alright. So now we be's in full fish room view. Or full 55 view. And as you can see, I've got a couple of corals in this one. But it's not my primary coral tank, which is why I have the nicer lights on the other one. Let me see, how horrible did I do there? Horrible. Okay. Alright, so this is the dual current USAs on a 20-gallon log. And you might have seen plenty of people have posted how it's got the cloud effects. Just kind of roll through the different color cycles on all the lights. The newer one has one where it has like one white light up at a time, so it kind of looks like a bright spot is moving across the tank. One reason why I'm hesitant to try that is because it might be horrible. How bright it gets on the daylight clouds. And the second just kind of starts on the bright side of the clouds. And the third little option has like a, they call it fading moonlight, but it's more like a heavy cloud cover, or a, yeah, it's really just heavy cloud cover. It looks like. And then, of course, there's the horrible, horrible lightning strikes, which don't look too bad when you combine it with fading cloud cover. But if you put both of them on lightning strike mode, it's just horrible. The fading moonlight, though, doesn't seem to bother anything. It's about the same as my the middle of my ramp up time. So I kind of hate doing what I'm about to do. But the plan is, wrong way. Put a blanket all over the fucking couch. The plan is to switch those two on the left with the one on the right, because the one on the right being 30 inches will fit nicely and cover nicely on the 20 long. Because it goes all the way to 30 inches. Okay, so when you're ordering these lights, bear in mind that the Coralife and the currents have different dimensions. The actual length of the Coralife Aqualight as mid-range model is 30 inches. So it goes straight across the top of a 29-gallon or a 20-gallon well and covers the whole thing. But the current USA one, while it, looks okay across that tank, it's only 24 inches long. Well, actually, it's only really like 20 inches long, plus the brackets. So it doesn't give side-to-side coverage. So there's pros and cons, I like having the multiple spectrums on that one, although obviously that fucking reef tank grows a lot of algae because it's a shallow tank with 6,500 Kelvin lights on it. So that might, it might help with the algae problem. That's good, right? But it's just like, reef tank, more expensive light. More expensive light, reef tank. Right? Isn't that the way it's supposed to go? Oh, look. Toilet paper for blowing my nose. Because if I used boxes of tissue, I just have empty boxes everywhere. Oh, speaking of which, fucking just coughed up some phlegm because I laughed. Oh, how dare I enjoy laughter of stuff. Here, look at the fish tank. Oh, Mount Wanahakalugi has triumphed over evil once again. What? Okay. So, I don't know what this hat is either, but I'm wearing it now because I got it from Magna and it's got pretty colors on it. And feel free to say hello in the chats, peoples. I'd like to hear from you, and if you've ever had an Aqualight or a current USA light, I'd like to hear your opinion on it. And feel free, if you're watching this in the future, to, let us know what the stock prices and the games are like and all that. But if you're watching from the future, you can just leave a comment. YouTube, it's like a time machine, in a weird way. If you're really, really high. I mean, never mind. So anyways, yeah, apparently today is the Lost Begotten's review day. Hi, Mr. Conway. There are 2 reviews I filmed this morning. One I've already posted, the other one I'm going to post after the stream, I guess. And now, technically, we're doing reviews on these current USA lights. As they compare it to the Aqualight S. Now, another one of them things that I know should have me a little more subscribers than I do, a little more viewers than I do. How I know the notifications aren't getting out, you know. A lot of times before I make a video, while I don't often write scripts, you know, I'll occasionally think of a joke while I'm on the toilet. But what I will do is I'll look for videos on that topic. And I will make sure that topic is not effectively covered before I make a video. So I am not spamming. Okay? Because when you don't spam, algorithm's supposed to give you bonus points. If you're a combination not spammer and you post every day and do live streams multiple times a week, the YouTube algorithm is supposed to pick you right the fuck up. All you gotta do is not be a spammer. That means I'm not repeating the same shit that everybody else says. I'm not covering the same topics that everybody else says the same way. Okay? I meet that criteria. Certainly. Okay? But still, it's just me and Mr. Conway. Hanging out, being Irish. And see, best thing about being Irish is you don't have to be all Irish. Because you're just Irish. Oh, you're from Ireland, so you're an Aryan. Irian. Ire? Oh, is that why it's spelled that way? No way. Oh. Irian. No, I'm just Irish. Now give me back my fucking Lucky Charms! Get what? 10,000 people want to hear Joe Rogan's dumbass talk. That's great. And I personally think it would make for more interesting viewing the more people I had on here asking me questions and stuff. You know, because it's frankly quite difficult to just sit there and talk about shit and cover topics by yourself, especially without a script or notes or anything. And, you know, even David Pakman, Joe Rogan, everybody. They all have their little co-host to sit there and read stuff and keep them on track while they talk. You know what I mean? I do okay for not having that. And then, you know, occasionally when I start to meander, Sean has something interesting to say, or Maximo will crash the party every now and again. Hi, Max, if you're watching. And when Joey is not at work or dealing with the baby. Yeah, Mr. Conway says something interesting that I've never learned, but I didn't need to be told. Aryan. But I'm not Aryan. I'm here-ish. Which essentially makes the Irish a type of Creole, doesn't it? No, wait. But you gotta know what a Creole really is. The children of the forgotten. Where are they now? forgot. They went to the Forgotten Lands. And many a madman has tried to find them. I can hear them laughing. Good kids. Not like humans these days. But yes. See, what happened to the Germans, and the reason why I know Russia was behind this shit, and this, you might find this extremely interesting, because I find it fascinating, and it requires, like, the ability to speak to dead people just to know this kind of shit. Or to be a dead person yourself, which I am, but not from that time. Not that I really know of. At least not most of me is from that time. Like, I think there's like 2 different levels to my spirit as far as reincarnation goes. Anyways. There's a part of me that's like everyone else, and there's a part of me that just kind of takes over once I reach a certain point. But anyway, what was I just talking about? The whole idea that they were the Aryan master race. It's as full of shit as it is true. Okay? They had a similar name as another race that was actually Turkic, not Ephraimite. Okay? Well, the way you can tell how much Russian influence there was, how much Horde influence there was how the Aryans were portrayed as a warlike, Turkic type people, instead of the benevolent, gentle masters of harmonizing technology with nature that were the Aryans, or the Aryans. The Aryans. But what would I know? I'm not Aryan. I'm just Irish. Aryan. Aryan. It's hard to pronounce it with just the right dialect, because it's such a subtle difference. I gotta think in terms of Lucky Charms commercials, maybe. No. So, there are different archaeological and geographic pathways for evidence and routes of the civilization that they were tracking and thinking was their own. Okay? And basically, my contention is that they were being led around by their fucking noses by people who were well aware of the actual history. Looks like we've lost Mr. Conway. Battery probably died. Anyway. So yeah. Lights. I'm supposed to get up at some point. I don't feel like it. I'm gonna sit here and pick my nose and scratch my ass. So I want to hear. You just missed all of that. But you got offered a job. Oh. That's good. Well, if you don't have one. So basically, the Germans were being led around by their noses, and this is evident in what they were studying when they tried to trace the roots of their own people. They wound up studying the wrong people. Okay, and they studied this warlike tribe that was actually Turkic. While the German origin is Benjaminite, Ephraimite, Polish, Kazakh, Norse, Scythian. Germany has been a very mixed place for a very long time. And most of the different bloodlines all came from Israel. And none of those bloodlines really came from the Aryan people that can now be found in Afghanistan. They're they're blue-eyed, but that's about it. But that's Persian, okay? That is Persian right there. It's a Shemite with blue eyes, okay? Or Semitic person with blue eyes. And that comes from age-old alliances, as does their fairer skin, with the, Thracians. Or now they're called Scythians. Or Scythians. Scythians. Why are they called Scythians? Because they worshipped sky gods. It's not that fucking hard to understand. The English language is older than you think. You just have never bothered to learn it. You manage to speak it, but you know nothing about it. Hey, do most people like... I would think the Irish might be abnormal in this day. But it seems normal to me, but I might be having a barrels of wine moment. Where like... Oh, because, like, I don't think the Spanish, I don't know. Maybe the Chinese do, I don't fucking know. Like, when you learn a word in school, you don't just learn the word, you learn the history of the word, right? Like, we'll learn, like, Latin root words, of words that have Latin roots. And then we'll just, like, be told a thing about a few other words. But there's no, like, focus on the story, kind of. Like, there used to be a really rich tradition around language itself. And it wasn't a curse. It was a gift to man. There was a curse of people being enslaved and not being allowed to speak, and then having to develop their own languages after escaping. But those are two different parts of the same story. Yeah. Well, the two towers of Magdalene, one was in, I believe, Persepolis, is what they call it nowadays. And the other was Nuremberg. And while they were, anciently connected sister kingdoms, they've so long been separate. Like, and there was never a common name between them. You understand? Like, literally two different families went two different ways. They had the same parents, but that was in a fucking different place. So they would intermarry with the Thracians, or Magdalenians, as I guess they're now called, but not called. The only real connection um, about 2,400 years ago, lasting 700 years. And that was when the Temple Road was well established. The Temple Highway Network. I've often had or for a long time had the, connective stories in my head about the Persians and the Aryan, the Irish, right? But no. Different people. And the difference really comes with the turning of the Cossacks. So by the time the people in Northern Europe, or Eastern Europe, were being conquered, there was basically no more ties to Persia. But Persia used to control all of Anatolia. It didn't used to be you had to go north or south of the Caucasus. And the Persians were more in the southern part of Iran, and like Kuwait, all the way to Pakistan. That's how I remember it anyway. And they were, you know where it connects? And maybe you can be the one to figure this out, Mr. Conway. It connects in Greece. And if it didn't, Alexander never would have been able to have a claim to it. In fact, the very idea that he could conquer places and then still rule them after his army left directly, not circumstantially, it directly proves of the ancient family lineage of all earthly tribes. We used to know, these people weren't originally kings. It's not the way we think of as kings today, since, the time of Christ, and since the time of, everything he taught being destroyed. It used to be Dad, and Dad found a new place for us to live that was away from his dad. Occasionally it would be Mom. Mom wanted to leave Dad because Dad was a prick. Mom was going to take us somewhere nice. We were going to build a fucking house and shit. And yeah, her and her friend, or maybe Dad and his friend, or maybe Dad and some friends, we're all going to go over to this new place. And, nobody's there, so it's ours now. And Dad was in charge. Dad found the place. Dad planned everything out. And Dad taught his son how to be just like him. So guess who was in charge next? Dad Jr. And that's how royalty was established. And these people, from that time, just like many other traditions, kept track of family history, kept track of who was who, how they were related to people, where they came from, son of this person from that place, son of that place from this person, or, scratch that, reverse it. Unless you got really bad hemorrhoids. What? Then you had a time where massive conquest had destroyed a lot of that information. But the people there alive at that time knew it. Okay? And for that little period, Alexander maintained order. And the wrong people died. And the rest of them weren't being fucking listened to anymore. So they all died too. And then came the rise of a new idea on how to govern things. And they call it democracy. Which is weird. It used to be called republicanism, or a republic, establishing a republic. But then a republic became to mean something less than democracy, and democracy came from the word demon. I don't I don't know. Like, there's a lot of bad things with demagogue. Demonstrate, maybe. There's a nation of protesting? No. I vote Democrat, but why the hell we call ourselves Democrat? What the fuck is a Democrat? Why would we have anything with crat in it? You know? Do we fucking have bratwurst and sauerkraut? I am a Democrat, yeah. I don't get it. Oh, I get it, because Obama's a Nazi. Oh, that makes perfect sense. I saw it on YouTube. Obama's a Nazi. I saw it on the Alex Jones channel. It must be true. It's InfoWars. He's at war with information. Yep, every Irish family has one person who knows all the relations back a fair distance. And you know what? So does every Creole family. Which I'd imagine makes it more complicated. So bless their hearts. I hope to get the one in my family on video one day. After I can afford LifeLock and shit. We're gonna tell y'all all about all the people in central Louisiana and how they're all related. Not inbred, just fucking related. They're all distant fucking cousins somehow. People move here and move away often enough. There's some big clans out this way. And a lot of them end in ways that most people cannot spell. E-A-U-X. O. E-A-U-X. Pronounced O. Boudreaux, Thibodeau, Moreau, and all of those people, all of those families, if you go back way, way back, there's a few marriages between those different families. And that makes all of us fucking cousins. But this is not Kentucky or wherever, this is not Scotland. No, wait, that's sheep. Damn it. Louisiana is a surprisingly prideful and educated place. And what brings down our educational rating overall is the fact that racists don't want to fund black schools in this fucking whole state. Okay? There's a unspoken level of segregation throughout Louisiana. In fact, even in Baton Rouge, there's been attempts at completely just cutting off the whole white section of Baton Rouge. Probably still going on too. I asked my wife about it. So what you wind up with is overall the state is brought down because integrated schools do better. And it's not just, I mean, let's be brutally cliche about it, okay? So the black kids ain't just going to learn about comic books and sci-fi. The white kids are going to learn about fucking hand-eye coordination and sports and shit, okay? So the black kids are getting a direct intellectual influence, but guess what? The white kids are getting the fuck away from their PlayStations every now and again and getting some exercise. And that helps your intelligence, believe it or not. Exercise. You must exercise, or else your brain doesn't even get enough oxygen to retain the shit that you're trying to learn. And another reason why aerobics helps you learn. News for humanity. I don't think y'all know this. Somebody might have a theory or two about it, but I've never seen anybody talk about it. When you exercise, that is, when you jog especially, meditate, learn, think while you do that. Because the minerals that you're stirring up inside of your body, minerals a lot of the times that have settled down into parts of your cardiovascular system in the feet, okay? They come back into your bloodstream, just in micro measurable amounts, minuscule amounts. And that actually helps you form new memories and new thought waves, new thought paths. Because there are some heavier minerals required for a brain nerve cell than for, say, just a simple transactory nerve cell. And the lack of those heavy metals when forming neural pathways can decrease the actual retention of that particular thought that gets recorded. Like it's practically the difference between having gold connectors and fucking, zinc coated connectors. Which is, actually a reason why micro-powdered gold dust. Oh, don't let me get a hold of that. Cause I will be shining like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck. Scrub the deck and get it shining. I will sparkle like a wealthy woman's neck. Just a sec, don't you know? Fish are dumb, dumb, dumb. Don't chase anything that glitters. Beginners. And here they come, come, come. With the brightest thing that glitters. Fish dinner. Oh. Yeah, I'm sure you've never heard it explained like that. I know, I read that before. Yeah, I'm a moron, so I try to be funny. Seafood. You know, for somebody who breeds fish, I really like to eat fish. Just not my fish, you know, like, I like to eat fish that are shiny. That's generally the distinction. If it's colorful, I keep it. If it's shiny, I eat it. Bass, carp, snapper. What do we have now? Tilapia. Yeah, we eat tilapia a lot. I like tilapia. It's not bad. I'm definitely planning at the new place on growing my own tilapia. But here's how much of a softie I am. I'm gonna fucking sell the tilapia and then buy it back from them to eat it. I won't be butchering my own fish. That's one thing that bugs me about fish food, like, or fish, excuse me, well, not fish food. Well, yeah, fish food is made of dead fish a lot of times too. But anyway, that's why I buy the New Life Spectrum stuff, because it's whole fish and they're shiny instead of just fish meal, which is, I don't really know. But they don't use that much of it in those pellets. They add a whole lot of different seaweeds and stuff, and garlic, to help with the fish's immune system. And then, like, they add protein and fatty acids to it. You're not just feeding them ground fish meal like you are with most flake foods and stuff. But I don't think I can have a place where I do food fish until I can hire someone else to manage it for me. You know? Like, I want to design it, and then I want to never go in there. Ever. I don't want to see where the fishies are dying. I just don't want to see. I don't even go fishing anymore. My wife's sitting there trying to get me to go fishing. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Wait, maybe we can use a cast net and get a kiddie pool. If we really want to keep something, bring back to the house and keep it in a kiddie pool. Anyway. But yeah, neurons need metals. the more microscopic amounts of things that would otherwise be poison you have in your bloodstream, the more different types of nerve connections you can grow. Absorbing such minerals can also be done outside, usually, through meditative breathing. That also puts them directly into your bloodstream. Focusing on one's magnetic resonance. And trying to basically imaginarily absorb them. Speaking of imaginarily absorbing shit, where's my licorice root? Oh, there it is. So, check out my spliff. I don't think I could light that though. No, I'm not gonna try. This is licorice root. It not only doubles as a toothbrush because it frays, but it can cure gingivitis, prevent cavities, that kind of thing. And right now I'm using it for a toothache, which is way down in my roots. But this actually works as good as Listerine. Well, as far as relieving the pain goes. And the trouble is, I enjoy it too much and I wind up biting the fuck out of it for quite some time. And yeah, that doesn't help. Dingo is having a dream. His lips are twitching. He's either in some sort of a fight, or he's Elvis. He's having a dream of being all shook up. Alright. I think I'm going to get up now. That's the bad news. The good news is, I already took a poopy. So I got that weight off my chest. Alright. The first thing I want to do is check out my wiring. Since I'm not going to be working with anything wet at the moment, I'm going to remove my splash jar here. Why it has that in it, I don't know. Plastics thing. Totally looks like I'm smoking a blunt, though. My Duncan is doing good. There's another little polyp growing at the base of it on this side. That's awesome. I fed it some Rod's eggs earlier. Gobbled those right up. I removed the mushroom rock that was growing all the Coralife on it, and I painstakingly got every fucking piece of Coralife I could find on that thing. There was one that I couldn't get to. I'm keeping a very close eye on it to see whether it comes back. Okay. But those mushrooms are going for fucking $60 a piece on the internet. So, I don't want Coralife to kill them. They're right behind the top-off bear lid now. But you can't even fucking really see them. They've shrunk considerably. I've moved one up to the top of the rock by the little turbinaria. Oh yeah, by the way, that little tiny yellow Monty, I thought, was a Monty. That's a type of turbinaria. It's a cup turbinaria, or cup coral. So I've moved it into a place where it can get more of the type of current and light that it should want. And later on I'll try to zoom it in and focus on that. Harder here. I got fish to feed. Good morning, Tucky. There you go, Mike. Come get it, baby. All right, come on. That's the best I can do, Mike. There you go, get it. They're A, New Life Spectrum. Big pellets, small pellets. I can't wait to get that convict tang up in that reef tank. You gotta be well fed in there. Oh wait, no, I'm not supposed to do anything with my hand. Okay. Alright, so we got these controllers here. And I got them plugged in. Looks like right in the same power strip, but I have one of them connected to my backup line. So it should be pretty straightforward. I do have some zip ties to deal with. But I'm going to try to noodle those on. Assuming I can find my needle nose. Well, for that fucking idea. See, people like to use my tools. Nobody likes to put them back where they found them. So, oh well. I saw a better tool for this right there. used to be. Only had them for 20 years. What did it do? What's the deal with these things? Oh, there's duct tape on them. Oh, that's good. I thought I was going to have to unscrew some. Cool. It's not leave anyone like that. Not the highest of quality. Now another big difference between the Coralife and the current is the entire approach to the control interface. Similarly sized remotes, but that's about where it is. And as soon as I find you one, okay. So this is the current USA one. This is the Coralife one. This is thin, flimsy, and cheap. This is heavy, nice, and durable. Okay? With this one, you have to mount this and mount a thing on this and run a wire to that and this. With this one, you plug in the fucking light and the whole display is right here. This is a better way of doing this. And again, 3 different timers. Alright. Now I suppose I should find the other one. I have no idea where it is, which I'm sure does not surprise any of you. Sure wouldn't surprise my wife. Sure as fuck doesn't surprise me. That is not the type of thing I think any of you would even fucking know where it was if it was yours. Oh yeah, the extra bracket for that thing that I had 2 of that I didn't use, that I didn't really fucking need 1 of. I just decided to use for the fuck of it. Oh yeah, I really kept track of that bracket. Yeah, just like college kids hang on to that fucking tether that comes with their chest of drawers from Walmart. Okay. Didn't these things come in boxes?
Yeah, boxes.
must say, of all the boxes I could fucking misplace, it had to be this one. Oh, yeah. Pretty sure this is the box for the cheap Chinese thing. Yep, sure was. Yep. We'll all touch the line. You telling me I saved the box for the cheap shit? And not for shit that's going for $150 a pop? I mean, that's cheap compared to most promoted YouTube videos. I'm hanging on to this, but I don't have the box for my lights. I'm hanging on to this, the fucking Aqueon hood. I'm throwing this shit away right now. What the hell is a box for my lights? My wife doesn't get the whole idea of throwing away an old box. What you do is, when you get new boxes, or shit that's in warranty, keep those boxes. If you need to make room for those boxes, or other things, you throw away old boxes. And then, those, things that are old are out of warranty, so you don't need to delete the boxes. Supposed to have 2 brand USA boxes. I mean, not where they are. Nor do I know how much longer I feel like it will go. God, putting back together all the boxes that aren't there. Crash those boxes. APC guys, we got the PS3 box. No, we need a PS3 box. It's not a warranty. Take it easy, Mr. Holloway. Okay. The fucking quest for the mounting bracket is about to come to a screeching halt. Because my give-a-fuck-a-meter is ticking downward. Because if I could put two of them on one up there, I could put two of them on one over here. Now, will these screws fit? That's what it is. These screws, not so much. Don't think so. I just wanted to make sure before I went and had to fucking look for the screws that I just confirmed I couldn't find. I can't find a fucking box. At least my teeth don't hurt. I don't care. I wish I could just do some logic. Found it. Current Orbit Marine LED box. Alright, y'all. I'm demonstrating the overall size difference. Here is the Coralife Aqualine. So, about 6 inches longer overall. This is 30 to 36 inches, 24 to 36 inches, or 24 to 36, right? Yeah, so long bracket on that one. But I didn't just find these boxes to show it to you. I need me some brackets. Come on, little brackets. Be in this box. Yes. Oh, screwed. See what I did there with the... Never mind. You know what? Why do you have screws and tape? What do you want to do? You want to tape it? You want to... Does the other one come with one-sided tape? Yeah, I'll fucking use some two-sided tape. Alright, let's see if I can shove my fingers in this tight little hole here. Ah, okay. Oh, it was upside down. It's really out because there was no little way one. And in this box we have both the mounting screws and the tape. After they give you 2 screws and 4 bolts. That's got a little battery in it. What the fuck? The one has a little battery in it and the other doesn't? What crap is that? Alright. I'm guessing... Two-sided tape is meant to go on there. But you know what? That might cause heat problems. I ain't fucking around with that. Now we got 4 screws in it. Now we got 2 screws in it. This one come with a little watch battery. What was that? I don't know. Maybe I put that in there. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Alright, I guess now it's time to drill, baby, drill. Oh, I need bits. Those don't work without bits. That was my setup. drill bits. 2 fucking cases of drill bits. Can't find either one of them. One small. I can understand not being able to find it. That's why I bought a big fucking bright highlighter green one. I found the little tiny one that I didn't think I could find. Couldn't find the 12-inch by 5-inch freaking highlighter green Ryobi case, but I found these little guys. So that'll do. Alright, time to put on my Susie Homemaker hat. Y'all couldn't even see the joke. Time to put on my Susie Homemaker hat. Now, I'm going to prepare everything before I start. Before I start, I'm going to cut off the legs. Oh, yeah. I have this cord from another room with the laptop plugged into it. So, I'll make sure I don't need it for any longer than I have to. Alright, I think I'm ready. Well, I didn't get a battery warning yet. Bottle. All I did was just pre-place them to get the pilot holes so I know where I want them all. Now I'm going in as straight as I can. Going to have a nice little trip. Now, a cheap drill bit. I'll tell you something about using cheap drill bits. Frequently clean your cheap drill bit, or else it will become a broke drill bit. And that ain't worth shit. Okay. To not break, it needs to stay cool. To stay cool, you gotta keep the wood from building up on the thread. Now go in, take out clamp. Go in, take out clamp. Yeah. Kind of like a prostitute. What? Go in, take it out clamp. Now, you know, I kind of did this wrong, but that's okay. I don't use sheetrock things for wood. Oh, that actually fits through. Oh, that's that. I'm gonna have to hand tighten on the rest of the way. should have grabbed my little extender. Oh well. Oh, this screwdriver sucks. We'll just find the damn extender. I know I'm not going to be able to find my good screwdriver because I haven't seen it for fucking days. Bingo. Good or out. This thing here. It's total shite. Not only too pointy to begin with, but it's stripped. This is the one I encourage my family to use, which is why it's stripped. I got my lovely little sliding screw guide extender in the drill case that I can't find. And here, at least I have this guy. I think, yep, that fits. Cool. That'll work. Alright, and we'll do it. I'm just fucking leaving that there for now. I guess one at a time. Oh. one positive button. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Married to that. I don't like that at all. is that? The Coralife bulbs look 10,000 Kelvin to me, not 15. Alright, so you saw all that trouble to move the current USA light. Now, I ran the wire and moved the fucking light. Oh, 900% off. Okay, cool. Okay. Alright. I'm listening for you, sir. I'm going to have to rig up some improvements. about this. I just don't know about this. I must say, I did not expect that the currents were that, that the currents were that much brighter. I've been running there. The whites on like 42%. $55 looks great. Very nice. Very nice indeed. The intensity just isn't there on the Coralife. That ink sucks. Just kind of counting on that. Saved me a lot of money. And now, what the fuck? What to do, what to do, what to do. Do I just order one more of the current USAs? That seems like by far the most economical solution. Just how bright do they get now? There's on max. That's pretty freaking bright. That's not bad at all. But alas, I must reconfigure everything else out. This dog will not hunt. At least now. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to buy the big fucking light. Kinda sucks. Oh well. At least I solved the problem. Created for myself a few more problems, but I needed to move those ballasts up there anyways. Shortly, all my power strips are going to be moving themselves soon. Well, all the ones for that side. All the ones down there in the corner. But anyway. So my choices are between ordering 2 more of those or 1 more of those and keeping the mixed lighting on the Coralife. I mean on the 20 gallon. Or so I can put both my lights back on the 20 gallon like they're supposed to be. I can order a 48-inch light. The problem with the 48-inch light is not only is it fucking $200, but I got this stupid gap right square in the middle of that fish tank. it's a glass tank, so it's got a brace in the center. Now, the reason why those 2 individual light strips work is because they don't waste light across the gap. If I get a 48-incher, I'm going to have this black spot where there's light, but there's no light. And there's going to be like shadow cast from behind it, and there's going to be like a little black triangle in the middle of the tank. And fuck that. I just don't know, folks. I just don't know. So anyways, that's all for this last stream. Tomorrow, hopefully I will have decided. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.